Kevin Maloney, Northwest Sports Information, visiting with first-year defensive coordinator Andy Greening. Coach, defense has been phenomenal, not only all season but in the last 4 weeks especially, giving up just 5.8 points a game the last 4 weeks. You know, what have you been studying in the film room that's really stepped up the defense in the last couple games?
Well, Kevin, I've been doing this a long time, and over the years I've learned that in this league, you better get better every week. And we have tried to. We don't do very much on defense. If you watch tape, you'll see that. We play with a 4-man front, and I've always been a 4-man front guy. We'll go to 3-man front some in passing situations, but our goal defensively has been to get better every week, and I think we've done that. They've played together. Then the main thing that we've done is everybody's done what they're supposed to do. And I know that sounds silly, but that's basically what we try to accomplish week to week.
When you look at it defensive scheme-wise, it looks like that we're trying to force our opponents basically to beat us on the ground, because through the air, we've given up just 27 pass completions in the last 4 weeks, and we've picked off 7 passes. So is that something going in that you want teams to beat us, force them to beat us on the ground?
Oh, yeah. The last 4 teams we've played we've done an exceptional job. And I give a lot of credit to the defensive front. Jamonte Pilson, Bobby Barksdale, Ronaldo Buck, Brandon Timmons, and Jermaine Pegues has come on. But we've done a good job of stopping with our front 4, and obviously that's what you got to do. At any level, front 4 is the main cog in your defense, and they've done a tremendous job in the last 4 or 5 weeks of stopping the run, which allows the secondary to do their job now instead of having to come up and make tackles.
We played some pretty tough opponents. Not to talk bad about the last few weeks, we played some, toughest part of our schedule through the first 4 weeks. Our defense was giving up quite a few yards, but after last week, we jumped from number 7 in the state to number 4 in the state in total defense. So just talk about, that each week, how we've steadily improved throughout the week.
Well, as you said, our stats weren't very good early because we played Pearl River, East Central, and East Mississippi, and they're the 3 best passing teams in the league. I don't start worrying about stats and looking at that until week 6 or 7 when, everything kind of equals out. Because, just like I said, we played the passing teams early, and we gave up a lot more passing yards than we have been lately. And now we're playing running teams, and we've gotten better up front, and Coach Leslie's done a tremendous job, and Coach Evers with the secondary. But they have, we've continued to get better, and that's the main thing, and our goal, and I hope we can continue to do that and get have a shot at playing for the state championship.
New NJCAA poll came out this morning. We're ranked number 5. We've made a steady climb all season long. First time we've been in the top 5 since October 19, 2004. You've been in this league for a long time. Talk about the importance of being where we are ranked right now and how that plays into playoffs and a chance to play for a national championship.
Well, Kevin, I've went through this before, and the main thing is the fact that you're steady climbing. You get beat, you're out of the picture. It's that simple in this league because you're talking about the whole country, and some of the people voting don't have a clue how good we are. All they're looking at our record and how we play against other teams, and and really, to be honest with you, it's not a true poll, but that's all we got to go by. So what we've done is climbed 1 or 2 every week. Those teams out in Kansas are ahead of us. They're playing each other every week, and that's what you got to look at. When one of them get beat, we're going to jump ahead of them. And like you say, we jumped from 7 to 4 this week because of the fact that some of the teams out in Kansas that were ahead of us got beat. And in the end, what you want to do is obviously stay undefeated, but continue to get better and let those teams beat each other out there. And right now we're the number 1 ranked teams in the state of Mississippi, so we obviously can't get knocked off or we're out of it.
In 7 games this year, we're 7-0. We're giving up just 85 points, number 1 scoring defense in the state at 12.1 points a game. Coach, congratulations at this point in the season. Look forward to hopefully get a win at Holmes on Thursday night and clinch that state playoff spot.
Thank you, Kevin.